Hello and welcome back. The poem I chose today seems appropriate for the times we're in. It tells of a group of disenfranchised, and the title is, "If This Is Your Final Destination, Welcome Home." And it tells of a time in the early 80s when I was involved in bringing a contingent of Vietnamese refugees to Canada through Gander and Montreal and Toronto. As part of our government's commitment, among other countries. And here it is. Always the smell of Tiger Balm takes me back to Kuala Lumpur in 1980, the sweltering airstrips, the sea of expectant, upturned faces of the refugees waiting en masse at the bottom of the plane's stairs, on their way to Canada and to second lives. Plane load after plane load, week after week, several years running, we ferried them across oceans. After days and sometimes weeks in crowded buses, they waited, these souls of patience, to be next in line. These survivors of Pol Pot and his merciless Khmer Rouge, these survivors of unimaginable horror. We delivered them to Gander and Montreal and then Toronto, away from all they had known, everything they owned, in small, tidy bundles at their feet. We chose our words carefully for the interpreter, trying to prepare them in some small way for what lay ahead. Where do you begin? How do you tell someone how cold feels? We played the music we wanted them to hear, REO Speedwagon and Blondie, handed out sandwiches and Pampers and wet naps. They in turn watched our every move, accepted anything given to them, guardedly at first, then with vigorously nodding heads, pouring forth their thanks, holding up their solemn, silent babies as proud offerings for us to hold. When the cabin lights dimmed, hearing their guarded whispers to one another, sharing late-night confessions in the dark above the ocean. These people for whom nothing on earth could be surprising. Even when I urged them up the aircraft stairs, beckoned them toward me, they held back, tentative. And only when I descended the stairs, took the first of them by the hand, would they dare take the first step toward this unimaginable freedom. I see their faces still now, and I ask, who among us could possibly measure the courage we asked of them? Thank you for listening. Come back next week. Thank you. Bye for now.